Welcome everyone! We are the Grin brothers! Well, I guess it's just Raph at the moment, I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's a barrel early on.
As we get to the later levels. Oh, that's a funny thing that, you know, admittedly I was almost going to save the discussion of just how gay Marina and Pearl were for actually, you know, recording sort of thing, but again, because I don't want to get into that whole debate about, you know, Nintendo's confirmation thing.
Yeah.
Although apparently Nintendo did you know, regarding Shiva sort of thing, but apparently Nintendo did a while back state that even if Japan's government doesn't approve gay marriage, they're okay with it sort of thing.
Yes, Nintendo approves gay marriage.
Yeah. I think if I want to see Nintendo do something, you know, I'm not really one for saying a company should be, you know, proactive in a certain thing. If they don't want to enter the political realm, I have no issue sort of thing, you know, or a debate that is divisive sort of thing. But it would be nice if they would actually officially term Birdo Birdetta, like they actually say that Birdette wants to be called Birdette.
Yeah.
Because it's very strange to have that, and then so nah, we're gonna still call him Birdo in all the announcements. Yeah. Birdette wants to be called Birdette. So here's Birdo.
It just goes to show that the narrators and announcers are all horrifically transphobic.
Yeah. Usually people complain about a lot of the, you know, the dubbing things done with a lot of the, wow, that fire trail is very lengthy.
Luckily you can just...
Yeah. I know, but like I didn't realise just how long it lasted. Okay.
Donkey Kong's dead!
Oh, I need to die again apparently.
Why didn't you just let me do it? I'm only on one heart.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll come back again.
Also, I think the easier way to do
Probably. I was about to say it. Oh, there was a heart!
Beautiful. Well, I actually did it, and you just launched yourself into the lava and died, so...
Oh, I couldn't dodge.
Oh. I didn't realise that cut off that other area.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh well.
Oh well.
We've got to replay a bunch of them.
What was I saying about?
Oh
yeah, you know, people complain about like the dubs fairly often when they ad-lib sort of thing. But apparently people haven't seemed to really minded it too much with the I think it's Kaguya is War, Love is War sort of thing.
Yeah.
They've, you know, made a few jokes of like the narrator. The best part is the narrator will often seem like it's actually coming from the butterfly that like flies by sort of thing. And it's like they'll just come in, and that's why this character's best girl.
I don't trust butterflies. Because
Kirby.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What the?
darn, son of a...
Oh, I was going to suggest you just get teleported up to me.
Well, yeah, I needed to grab the Kong there, though.
I was going to drop down and get it.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think, Sega actually quite know their fan base.
That's not really a shock.
Because, Sonic Frontiers recently revealed pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
Now, for like
really
the Western sphere, it's like a figurine and such. In Japan, I can't remember her name. Apparently, it replaces a bunch of like it has a lot of Kokone. You know, the dog girl, VTuber.
Oh.
Cameo inclusion stuff, like replaces sound effects from the with her voice sort of thing.
Interesting. I didn't realise she played Sonic.
Yeah, like the ring sound will get replaced by her making the ding and all that.
Huh.
Oh man.
Well, you stay up there, I'll just...
Okay. That's just for a puzzle piece.
Well, that was a waste of my time. Oh, that killed me.
Oh. And that guy killed me because he was not going to be stopped by blowing. That was everything at once.
Wow.
I can barely see the thing. But it's like, wait, are you telling me that you don't think that the Western Sphere would like that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
I was never going to dodge that. Couldn't jump over it. Don't think we need to go back in that barrel thing, do we?
Unless you want more bananas.
I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah. I feel like that would have been very popular.
I guess the thing is though, Sonic, Sonic was always supposed to be that cool kid character, but instead his fan base is mostly weebs now.
Weebs and furries.
What the? I jumped in like weird. Oh, you're only 1.5. You die now. Oh, I thought that could be blown out, sort of thing.
They can.
Oh,
but it jumped over. Fine.
We're not getting much from these, I've got to be honest.
Mostly just single bananas.
Okay, we're briefly on to 69, your favourite number.
Sad. It's not even my favourite number. It's just funny. Haha, isn't it?
Come on! It's like DK was cold and decided to reach out to the fire.
Maybe he was cold.
I'm only just in a tie. DK, you're covered in hair!
You're also surrounded by molten lava. Whoop. I have no idea how I lived.
Apparently we're watching the Sonic movie tonight. Sonic movie 2.
Tonight?
Yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't told about this. Not like
yeah, I had a feeling. Have you told Rafi? But no.
Not like I...
Because apparently, I run in a weird case. Dad wants to use it as a way to cut down on the electricity by making us all watch a movie on an electric screen.
Well, it would have been nice if they told me, given I spend the night and afternoon, you know, looking after an animal.
Yep.
But that would involve someone actually planning ahead.
Oh, come on.
That's fine.
You know, the simple fire shouldn't hurt that long. Like, you can pass your hand through without any issue, you know?
Maybe when it's not quick enough. Oh god.
Oh wow, I'm surprised that actually worked.
Yeah. Kong. Kong.
Yeah, Kong.
Kong.
But yeah, nothing about Sonic Frontiers particularly appeals to me, because once again it's the, hey, let's go open world. Also, like, where's the platforming? They're focusing an awful lot on this combat here.
Nothing about Frontiers really appeals to me, but it's nice to watch Sonic just beat things up for once.
Yeah, as opposed to how you did that in Sonic Fighters, Sonic Battle, Sonic Heroes.
Sonic didn't really do it in Sonic Heroes, everyone else did it. Like, he didn't use Sonic to fight unless everyone else was dead.
Well, you amazed your old grandpa by getting this far! I was already here!
Yeah, to be fair, why do you have a shack up here, Cranky? And how do you get between these places?
Well, we've seen how well he can platform.
It's true. He does have a pogo stick.
Yeah, like, you know, apparently there was a comment a while back. Well, this is like elite comment sort of thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, the opinion from a lot of the people who work on the Sonic games is that they're not going to please the Sonic fan base at this point, so they might as well just make the games they want to make, sort of thing. Is what I've heard.
I respect that.
And but at the same time, it's like, well, I haven't actually tried to go back to the adventure formula at all. Like, you made one mistake with Sonic 2006
And gave up.
and let's be honest, most of the if it had more time, the only mistake that would have existed still would have been the story mistakes.
Yeah.
But in terms of pure game sense, if you just fix the bugs, it works perfectly fine as a game. Well, fix the bugs, and ironically, most of the problems came when they switched over from having the Xbox 360 as the lead build to the PS3, because it slowed down the game a huge chunk when they switched to PS3 because of the difficulties. But they actually people have like managed to find the 360 build.
Yeah.
And it does run faster and better.
Is this going to be the Rocket Barrel stage?
Well, it's called Hot Rocket. It's a bit misleading if it isn't. Which is totally the sort of thing this game would do.
That's the problem.
DK and Diddy really need to invest in shoes and gloves. The floor's scorching.
It's clearly a secret up there.
There we go. Mew you. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to need those balloons. Not quite sure how that happened.
I just moved across because I was going to
Try to...
skip along. I mean, it doesn't matter. We got the bulk of the stuff.
Yeah. Well, that actually works out in our favour.
Yeah.
Off you go! I think this is the one we had to Super Kong for, was it? Or was that in Trouble with Freeze? Actually, no, but it was one we had to do in Trouble with Freeze. But, no, we did eventually do that, but it did take like 100 lives. Because we did have that recorded. Yeah, don't worry about Kong, we'll do that another day. That's a cool feature. So I guess I'll think of something to talk about. So, I've of course been trying to find YouTube videos to watch and more potential channels to...
That did not touch me!
YouTube videos to watch and...
What do you mean? Carry on.
Yes, Windows 10 or 11, I can't remember at this point. You need to remind me that virus things are such... We didn't even mean to do that, but okay.
Lives.
Yeah. I remember when computers updated once and then they're like, we're perfect now. But yeah, so I ended up, like, for some reason, I guess because I uploaded Donkey Kong episodes, I got recommended a video, which was why Bluster Kong is the greatest villain of the DK series.
Accurate statement.
And the reason for that basically is that because Donkey Kong, the animated series, was set between the events of Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, as he points out, in Donkey Kong Country 1, you got everything for free, you know, they gave you like free rides and everything. But by Donkey Kong Country 2, you had to pay for everything with banana coins.
Yeah.
Which weren't a thing in Donkey Kong Country 1. So as he points out, Bluster Kong, who's the only businessman on Kong Island until Donkey Kong Country 2, invented capitalism on Kong Island. Which is basically where he summed up Bluster Kong being the greatest villain of the Donkey Kong series.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, because I apparently watched that, apparently I must be recommended several Donkey Kong animated series related things. So somehow I instead ended up on someone who's did an animatic sort of thing, sort of like a hand-drawn animation sort of thing, based off one of the Donkey Kong Country songs sort of thing. They apparently immediately apologised that they couldn't draw monkeys, so DK instead became big-chested anime girl instead, but was still singing the song as if it's perfectly the same character sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the internet for you. But yeah, they, but the more interesting video they did, because it was a really well done sort of video sort of thing, so I ended up commenting on that sort of thing. But the really interesting one was they did a attempted playthrough of DK Land, but every town they, which was basically a very creative port of Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy, wherein it was Cranky saying that DK could only complete the Donkey Kong Country because of his 16-bitness, and so turned DK and Diddy into 8-bit characters.
Beautiful.
But then they replaced the end levels. The last two worlds are completely different sort of thing. For instance, there's a... and the last world is actually based off of the original Donkey Kong, where it's like set on the sort of construction site.
Yeah.
Right,
I have to go up over there.
Okay. But you hit the checkpoint, didn't you?
Yeah, which is arguably worse. Because at the beginning you can farm 3 lives.
But yeah, I like how they're putting a question mark now, as if you may not even survive this. And yeah, you know, every time they die, they had to spin a sort of a roulette wheel and draw whatever they spun, sort of thing.
Okay.
It was a fun 5-minute video, though it did eventually end up with them. After dying 20 times, I was like, I can't take any of these cursed drawings. It was a novel concept, so yeah. Because they were actually, you know, again, responded to my comments sort of thing, that's another channel to subscribe to. Yeah, I think it's Axero.
God, as if there wasn't enough happening right now.
I'll put up a link. Honestly, it feels like there's less happening compared to the bat level.
Wait, that's it?
Huh.
That was really underwhelming.
Yeah, I was about to say, what if, you know, you go to hit the thing and suddenly it turns into a rocket barrel and there's another rocket barrel section?
That was a joke. I mean, yeah, I know I didn't get any of the Kongs, but what?
You've become too good. You've mastered your Ultra Instinct.
This is the worst Ultra Instinct I could... I didn't even perfect it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Goku has mastered Ultra Instinct and has not won a single fight since. After all, he gets beaten by Granola,
Imagine getting your ass handed to you by a man called Granola.
beaten by Gas, and then beaten by Frieza, who now has the N-word pass, as he transforms into Black Frieza. And so people's response upon seeing Black Frieza's introduction was just putting up a bunch of clips of like Frieza's introduction in the Broly movie, where it's like the flashback. It's like King Cold, now Frieza, introduce yourselves to the Saiyans. Hello, monkeys! And it's like
You have to press A, by the way.
it's just yeah. It's like, you turn black, the most racist character in all of Dragon Ball.
I think the police officers from the future timeline might actually take
That is the greatest line ever
Don't
done.
shoot! He's not black! The fact that they wrote that down, someone said it aloud,
And the editor
someone
was like,
put it into the animation, and at no point did a single one of them stop and go, guys, this sounds awful. Like, are you kidding me?
well, funny enough, right after the rocket barrel was a minecart on the stage from the looks of it. Roasting rails.
How long are we in?
18 minutes?
That didn't even take me long.
I know.
Oh, this is disgusting. I'm meant to suffer at rocket barrel stages.
Yes, that was actually one of the funniest parts of Xero's thing. Like, was asked one part, one of the roulette things was draw a Boku no Hero OC. So they drew the OC and they said their quirk being...
No, they dropped really quick.
Their quirk was being good at playing Donkey Kong Land. Is that going to open up, or?
I think you have to.
There's something below me.
There is. Why does that look like it's electrocuted? I'm going to let you do the minecart stage.
Sure, makes sense. Do you have something to talk about? Was not done.
Letting you do the minecart stage was a mistake.
Yeah,
I guess I can talk.
Yeah, Ali can talk about the other thing later.
What have I been...
I've got plenty to talk about because, like, it's all kind of built up. Also, because this game isn't exactly an easy one to just chat about.
Yeah, it's not an easy game to talk and play. It's... Oh. I was like, I'll hop off to help you. Apparently the momentum just carried Diddy Kong to his death. Oh, that's beautiful. So, there's been some more leaks for the next chapters of Record of Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, funny enough, I did actually have that on my list, sort of thing. I was a little bit confused by some of the leaked stuff because I first saw it as a text leak thing. It's like they hang out sort of thing. They had a fun time playing together, and I thought, so this was Beelzebub meeting with like Lucifer and such as kids. See the draft image, and you go, Lucifer, Chad bodybuild. Like these are not children.
Right, so they've completely butchered.
Oh, it's separate now. Sorry.
That's fine. There's nothing I could do about it. I just have to accept the fact that I'm playing a minecart stage. Well, we both fought the exact same thing and died for our sins.
Okay, I'll just get on my back then.
Yeah, so they completely butchered.
You know, the entire mythology.
Not entirely, actually.
Well, they butchered it pretty heavily.
The Lucifer stuff.
Lucifer and Satan are separate people. I know that.
Yeah. The Lucifer stuff is actually based off, in terms of Lucifer not being a jerk sort of thing.
Lucifer's not meant to be a jerk.
It's actually based off, I think they call it Luciferdom. The fact that Lucifer is supposed to be representative of insight and knowledge sort of thing.
No, what I mean by they butchered it is, one, Lilith's not technically a goddess.
Yeah.
She should be, or a demon. She's technically the same type of thing that Adam is, because she was Adam's first wife.
Yeah.
She just happened to become corrupted by demons because she started sleeping with them. That's really awkward.
Yeah.
So basically, Beelzebub's backstory was revealed.
Yeah.
He was cursed by Satan.
Yep.
And it was like a big bad curse that caused a lot of harm to people, so he didn't interact with people. But Lucifer, Azazel, and one of the other angel demons...
I think it began with an S.
I can't remember which one exactly, but basically 3 angels that all became demons befriended him because they basically just kept going and going and going at him until Beelzebub relented.
Yeah. There's not actually balloons in that. Oh wait, there's one balloon.
And Beelzebub's like happy and all that until one day he wakes up to find them all dead with their hearts ripped out, which is how the original people who'd been surrounded with died after they got cursed. So he gets filled with angry feelings and swears to...
Oh, sorry, if we said angry there.
Angry. Swears to find Satan that cursed him and kill him. Eventually ends up meeting Lilith, who is described as a goddess, which is inaccurate, but whatever. And Lilith basically is like, yeah, I'm going to help you. They eventually end up getting it on. And Beelzebub then kills her because the curse triggers, and it turns out that the curse, basically, from what the bits of information said, the curse makes it so that when his love for someone reaches its peak, it kicks in and makes him kill them.
Yeah, apparently, basically, people, from what I heard, is he is Satan.
Yeah, well, there's multiple Satans.
Yeah, but I think that's also an interesting thing because Beelzebub has often, has apparently also been misinterpreted as Satan
like
in
Lucifer
some texts.
A lot of demons have been misinterpreted as
Whereas Satan almost is basically more of a title than it is a person.
But there was also a demon called Satan in the traditional lore, because one of the traditional laws, there's so many translations,
Yeah.
is the thing, and he was supposed to be the representation of Wrath. But
Checkpoint.
yeah, and it also has like a flashback to him
Oh, thank gosh, checkpoint. Oh.
remembering what happened with Lucifer and Lucifer making comments. So basically, one of the main things I took away from it is I guess Beelzebub is by representation.
The two things I got heard was one, it explains why Beelzebub isn't trying to kill himself even though he wants to die.
Because he can't.
Well, no, apparently Lilith
Oh,
asked
yeah.
him to, promised him not to kill himself, that
Yeah.
he should try to be happy. But so he's basically wanting someone. He doesn't want to break his promise, but he just still wants to die. So a better explanation than Kaido.
Yeah.
Man, I really can't get this jump.
No.
But yeah, then it actually goes on to like the introduction of the
Oh,
fight. Oh, they insta-kill.
Also there, I thought that was a low duck one.
I thought it was.
But yeah. Also, again, I originally saw the text sort of thing, so I thought, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting that this is going to be the parallel sort of thing. And now it's a bit obvious because Tesla and Lucifer do look fairly similar now.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that's a inconvenience of character sort of thing, but no, they do look very, very similar.
Yeah, and they both have very bubbly personalities.
Yeah. It's like I thought the whole thing was like, again, I thought they met as kids sort of thing. Because it would have made sense given how the thing was like, and they played together by the trees and everything.
It's also hilarious reading them talk about how attractive Tesla is and how the women love him. And it's like, do you know anything about Tesla? He was a social reject for the most part. He had no, sure, he wasn't unattractive, but he wasn't considered attractive by any means. He was just an average dude that was a bit too interested in pigeons.
The flaws of all us great men.
But yeah, Tesla has lightning
Yeah.
powers, which, watch out. And he also seems to be able to move really fast. Whereas Beelzebub still just hasn't actually moved to attack. He appears to, my best guess is he's got, quite literally, a unseen demon.
Yeah. Well, though, what they've said so far when he did his attack, apparently they commented about Beelzebub's power and Tesla, and saying it's like sheer magic sort of thing, and Tesla disagrees with people's assertion that what Beelzebub did was magic. He goes, it's science!
Yeah, but that's because Tesla says there's no such thing as magic. Because he said before, he was like, there's no such thing as magic, it's all science. My assumption is that
he's going to break down how the magic works, per se.
yeah, and Beelzebub's attacks are from a actual entity. I think he's effectively got a shadow entity, which would explain why he suddenly turns and kills things and such.
Yeah. But there we go, railcart stage over with.
Yeah. I even managed to actually
I gotta
talk.
say, props to Tesla though, that is one of the best entrances possible.
Yeah.
He literally launches himself out of a magnetic catapult.
But it's also like, Tesla was never flashy.
I know. It's a
Like,
very
They
big...
have completely missed what Tesla was like as a person.
Rafi, their interpretation of Quinn, who's a very morally grey guy who committed genocide sort of
true.
thing, but did bring about the unification and peace to China for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
As people said, someone said their problem with Quinn was that he's too perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
whereas the actual Quinn is one that people debate about to great lengths sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, did a lot of atrocities, but ultimately what they did actually, and their actual rule itself did bring about actually a better time overall for China.
Yeah.
Than China had previously been facing in the warring states. Which is never going to be the case when you have, like, all this bickering amongst themselves.
Yeah.
The two answers are either one, there's going to be a big war which unites them, sort of thing, and then there's an era of peace, or they agree to not interfere with one another, and they just live amongst themselves, and peace is done there. Otherwise, it's just constant conflict.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I heard there was a debate about how Quinn is created to be perfect, but like a lot of the characters are kind of obviously lots of leeway here.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It is kind of weird just how different they've done Tesla.
Yeah.
Like eccentric was kind of expected, but
he's too flashy.
it feels like they just added Megamind in. Actually, as someone pointed out,
Kind of.
it's like, hey, you're a scientist, but not a super scientist. What's the difference? Presentation.
Like, at least with most of the others, they still kind of feel like you can see the semblance between them and the person they're meant to be.
I like how we don't know who Jack the Ripper is, and yet everyone has a very clear, distinct idea of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, which is probably nothing like what the actual dude was like. So it's probably just
maybe Jack the Ripper was actually the lowly girl. Maybe Fate Stay Night was right all along.
like it's probably just some normal ass dude. But but Tesla really does not feel like Tesla in the slightest.
The lack of the mustache doesn't help either.
No. Like, he feels far, far too flashy.
And social.
Yeah. But hey, at least it's not the worst kind of deal a character's gotten. Poor Hades. You weren't even technically...
So what's Hades' character? Family. Does he have more? No, he's just all about the family. He's based off that one meme line. That's it. So he's based off one line from a Fast and Furious movie. Yeah.
They did Hades so dirty. It makes it worse because Quinn gets so much, and like it never feels like Quinn is actually struggling.
How many backstories do you need, Quinn? All of them.
Yeah, and it's like, what's Hades' backstory? It's building on Poseidon's character.
Yeah, more so than Hades, yeah.
Does it build on Hades' character? No.
And it's like, I think the only reason for that is that Poseidon ended up becoming really popular for basically that kind of meme line of, if evil, why hot, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, but he's just an absolute jerk. There's nothing redeemable about Poseidon in the slightest.
Even with the backstories, it's like, yeah, he's still a terrible person.
In any case, that's the end of this episode. Ended up going on a bit long, but that's okay.
Yeah, happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe to hear us talk more about nerd things.
Yes.
We're nerds.
Cheerio!
Actually, remind me of something I'll talk about next episode. Bye.